Blake Lively's courtroom win was supposed to be her comeback moment, her power move. A flawless victory in a messy lawsuit that had everyone talking. But baby, what looked like a clean sweep on June 10th quickly turned into a volcanic eruption of betrayal, scandal, and possibly criminal consequences. And guess who lit the match? Her own husband, Reynolds.
Is there some corruption that could have happened?
Their unethical, corrupt dealings, which was worth $60 million. He dismissed everything.
So picture this. The entertainment world is celebrating. Hollywood insiders are popping metaphorical champagne. Blake Lively just beat Justin Baldoni in court, and the media was eating it up like Sunday brunch. Twitter was in meltdown mode with praises and heart emojis. Everyone was buying the narrative. Blake wins, Baldoni loses, the queen reigns. But behind those glossy headlines was a PR time bomb ticking like mad. Because that so-called victory, it was built on a lie, a big shiny Hollywood-crafted illusion. By the very next morning, legal blogs started spilling tea that Blake's team had prayed would never see daylight. Two of Baldoni's major claims didn't get tossed out because they were bogus, they were dismissed quietly and shadily, and with zero trial. Just poof, gone. And they weren't minor complaints. One was about creative control, how Justin Baldoni was allegedly cut out of the projects he helped co-produce, accused Blake of rewriting scenes, pushing out casting votes, and turning the whole film into her personal playground. The second, even juicier. Baldoni claimed Blake failed to disclose her connections to a private investment group funding the production. That's right, she was allegedly working both sides, acting all innocent on set while secretly calling budget shots behind closed doors. These two claims were the spine of Baldoni's lawsuit, and they vanished like a magician's rabbit thanks to Judge Alan Lehman. He said the claims were procedurally insufficient. Really? Because Baldoni's team came stacked with receipts, emails, contracts, internal memos, you name it. Legal experts called foul immediately. The judge hadn't even allowed the discovery phase to begin. No exchanging evidence, no hearing, no arguments, just dismissal without prejudice. But everyone in the courtroom knew what that really meant. It was a lifeline for Blake and an absolute red flag for the justice system. And then bam! Baldoni's lawyers pounced. They filed a Rule 60B motion basically saying this ruling stinks of bias. Oh honey, the implications were not clear. That's when all hell broke loose. Because guess what started leaking out of the woodwork? Judge Lehman has a brother. Not just any brother, mind you, but a big shot Hollywood director who worked with Blake Lively on a 2019 charity campaign. And surprise, surprise, none of this was disclosed in court. Nothing, not a word. And then came the whispers. Blake's PR team allegedly met with folks from the judge's office in the days leading up to the ruling. Suspicious timing? You bet. Suddenly, Blake's courtroom triumph didn't smell like victory. It reeked of favoritism. But what truly detonated the scandal? One Instagram story, 11 words, posted by none other than Reynolds. Directors cast actors, not judges. WHW, no names, no tags, no emojis. But every gossip blog in the galaxy knew exactly what he meant. Ryan didn't just throw shade, he set the whole house on fire. And Blake reportedly lost her mind. Sources inside her camp say she had a full-scale meltdown when she saw that post, screaming, crying, accusing Ryan of betrayal. He doesn't understand what's at stake, she allegedly shrieked. If that's not a guilty reaction, it's definitely a panicked one. And just like that, the floodgates burst. Industry insiders started talking. Baldoni's team started digging harder. Legal bloggers couldn't type fast enough. And Ryan, he doubled down. On June 11th at 6:17 a.m., he posted a pitch black screen on his Instagram story with a single line in white. Justice isn't a Netflix script. Directors don't cast judges. The message hit like a bullet to the heart of the scandal, because this wasn't just a tabloid rumor anymore. This was coming from the man who had walked red carpets beside Blake for years, her husband, the father of her children. A list royalty turning against his own queen. By 9 a.m., headlines were screaming, Ryan turns on Blake. Page 6 had it first. DMs started flooding gossip sites. One insider even claimed Ryan had been furious ever since discovering emails between Blake's legal team and Judge Lehman's brother, Noah. One of those emails, forwarded by a former staffer, allegedly read, "Let's get Alan to bury it. timestamp May 17, just 6 days before those two critical claims were mysteriously dismissed. And guess who was CC'd on that email? Yep, Noah Lehman. The scandal was now red hot, and Baldoni's lawyers were ready. They filed a supplemental motion demanding a full review of all undisclosed contacts between Blake's PR team and court officials. And out of nowhere, a new name entered the chat: Diane Reynolds. She was a former assistant in Judge Lehman's office, had quit mysteriously just 2 weeks before the dismissal. Now we know why. In confidential testimony, Diane revealed that on May 19th, she overheard a tense conversation between Judge Lehman and his brother. The judge allegedly said, "It's bigger than both of us. I'm doing this once, but never again." She didn't get it then, but once the ruling dropped, it all made chilling sense. She even provided screenshots of security logs showing undocumented visits from Blake's PR team to the judge's chambers. No appointments, no records, just blacked out calendar entries and deleted visitor logs. And why did Diane quit? Because I wasn't willing to be part of a cover-up, she said. But oh, it gets worse. A forensic accounting report linked a $1,200,000 0 cents payment from a Delaware-based fund connected to Blake's PR firm to Gray Wave Consulting LLC. That firm tied directly to Noah Lehman. That was the smoking gun Baldoni's team filed for a judicial review, a case escalation to the appellate division of the New York Supreme Court, and demanded federal jurisdiction under Title 28, Section 1443, arguing that Baldoni's civil rights were violated by a corrupt judge. And baby, when the feds smell smoke, they move. Within hours of that judicial complaint going public, word leaked that 2 federal judges in the Southern District of New York had already been briefed. A confidential memo dated June 13th described the whole situation as one thing: judicial integrity compromised. Now let's be real, when a federal court gets involved in a celebrity civil case, that's DEFCON 1 for anyone trying to hide skeletons. But oh no, Blake's nightmare didn't stop there. Because Baldoni's team, they weren't just coming for the ruling, they were coming for Blake personally. On June 14th, they filed a separate civil suit directly accusing Blake Lively of judicial tampering, indirect bribery, and fraudulent concealment. Let that sink in. This wasn't just about PR optics anymore. This was about felony-level allegations. The lawsuit demanded more than $25 million, 0 cents in damages. Oh, and it also asked the court to permanently ban Blake from participating in any future legal matters tied to the film project. Hollywood gasped, but what had everyone holding their breath was the looming possibility of actual criminal charges. Former federal prosecutor Jason Miles broke it down on the Justice broadcast. He said if that $1,200,000 0 cents payment to Noah Lehman is linked back to Blake's team as a quid pro quo, then we're looking at New York Penal Law Section 200.45, a Class C felony. You don't need to bribe the judge directly. Nope. All it takes is that someone close to the judge was intentionally, secretly, to influence a ruling. And that's exactly what this is starting to look like. So where was Blake during all this? She was crumbling behind closed doors. By June 16th, her PR firm, Fenwick Collective, had officially dropped her as a client. Their reason? A fundamental breakdown in client transparency. Translation? She lied to us and we're not going down with her. Leaked Slack messages showed the team felt blindsided when they saw the financial docs linking Blake's partners to the judge's brother. They had no idea, and the moment they found out, they yanked every campaign, pulled every statement, and basically ran for cover. Meanwhile, Netflix, quietly pulled Blake's upcoming special, Conversations with Courage, from their calendar. That was supposed to be her next big move, a sit-down about integrity in the arts and authentic storytelling. The irony is rich. Then came the paparazzi photos. June 15th, Blake was seen exiting the New York County Supreme Court alone. Sunglasses on, head down, not one word to the press. Reporters shouted questions about the $1,200,000, 0 cents, about the judge's brother. About Ryan, she said nothing. One photographer described her as unrecognizable, a shadow of the woman who had walked into court just days earlier, smiling like she'd already won. By midday, Blake breakdown was trending. And Ryan, he had gone dead silent. Not one tweet, no Instagram, no red carpet, just radio silence. A source close to the family told Star Signal that Ryan made one last call to his agent and said, "I've said what needed to be said. The rest isn't mine." Whew. The federal petition to move the case is now under expedited review, and the Southern District of New York is preparing to bring the hammer down. That court doesn't play games. Their evidentiary rules are strict, their judges don't bend, and they've handled the biggest financial crimes in the country. And guess who won't be anywhere near the bench when that gavel slams? Judge Alan Lehman. As of June 15th, the New York Commission on Judicial Conduct has formally recused him from any future celebrity civil suits. Internal memos cite pending integrity concerns, and his office has gone into complete lockdown. No press, no calls, just silence. And so the tables have turned. Justin Baldoni, once painted as the bitter co-producer trying to tear down Blake's image, now holds all the cards. His legal team controls the narrative. The court of public opinion, squarely in his corner. Even civil rights attorney Vera Tomasino said on Legal Fallout, "There's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube here. Blake's gone from celebrity litigant to potential criminal respondent in under 2 weeks." And here's the tea. This isn't about one actress and one judge anymore. It's about a broken system, Hollywood corruption, and what happens when someone tries to game the justice system with a pretty face and powerful friend. Blake thought she could walk away untouched. Thought the press would play along. Thought Ryan would stay quiet. But now, she's isolated. Her PR team has abandoned ship. Her Hollywood ties are unraveling. Netflix dropped her. The media is circling like vultures. And Ryan, the man she counted on to have her back, is the one who lit the fuse. The story is still unfolding, and the next chapter might just be written in federal court. Because if even half of what's been uncovered holds up under scrutiny, Blake Lively won't just be remembered for her red carpets and rom-coms. She'll be remembered as the actress who tried to hijack the justice system and got caught. And the scariest part, this might only be the beginning.